Welcome to our channel. In today's video, we're going to tell you 10 mistakes that kill your car's transmission. As a professional mechanic, I see these mistakes all the time, and they end up costing the customer big money in the repair bill. And if you're not a mechanic or a car enthusiast, these things can be hard to know unless you have someone to tell you. So let's get right into it. No, one is for my fellow sports car owners out there. I'm looking at you, Nissan 350Z owners. Stop revving your cars like you're in Tokyo. Doing this will cause immense strain on your transmission because you're putting the engine under load without moving the vehicle. The best way to explain this is imagine you're trying to push your car to start it. Well, your starter is what's actually starting the car, but you're helping it out. Now imagine trying to push start a car while in 5th gear. It's not gonna work. Your transmission isn't meant to handle that kind of stress. That being said, any high-performance driving situation that puts immense strain on your engine is bad for your transmission. Things like launching your car from a stoplight or racing up hills are the worst. Those scenarios put immense pressure on your transmission, and over time it will wear it down. Speaking of high-performance driving, no, 2 is aggressive driving in general. If you watch Fast and Furious like I did as a kid, you'd think it's okay to drive like that in real life, but trust me, it's not. When you accelerate quickly, the torque converter in your transmission has to work harder, which generates more heat. Over time, this extra heat and pressure can cause serious damage to your transmission. Instead, try to accelerate moderately and shift gears at the right times. No, 3 is ignoring your dipstick. I get it, it's hot, and the last thing you want to do is get under your car to check the transmission fluid. Trust me, though, it's worth it. If your transmission fluid is too low, it won't be able to properly lubricate the gears, which will cause them to grind against each other and eventually wear each other down. Eventually, this will cause your car to slip when you're driving. And once your car starts slipping, it's only a matter of time until your transmission completely fails. Speaking of transmission fluid, no, 4 is changing your transmission fluid too often or not changing it at all. Depending on what type of fluid your transmission uses, you should be changing it anywhere from 30,000 to 100,000 miles. If you change it too often, you could be wasting your money and causing more harm than good. But if you never change it, you'll be grinding metal shavings into your transmission and eventually destroying it. You can always check your owner's manual for the recommended amount of time between changes for your specific vehicle. No, 5 is towing too much weight. Every car has a maximum towing capacity, and it's important to stay well under that number. Putting your car under that kind of stress will cause the transmission to work harder than it was intended to, which generates extra heat. Remember what I said about the heat? Yeah, lots of heat equals bad for your transmission. No, 6 is coasting. Coasting is when you take your foot off of the gas pedal, but don't touch the brakes. While this might seem harmless, it actually puts a lot of strain on your transmission and engine. When you coast, the engine isn't getting any power from the gas, but it still has to keep rotating to keep the car moving. This causes the engine and transmission to work against each other, which generates unnecessary friction and heat. Number 7 is using low-quality parts. It might be tempting to go with the cheapest option when buying parts for your car, but in the long run, it'll cost you more money in repairs. Low-quality parts aren't made to the same standards as OEM parts, meaning they won't last as long and they won't function as well. In the case of your transmission, it could mean the difference between a long-lasting clutch and one that needs to be replaced after a few thousand miles. Number 8 is another one for my fellow sports car owners out there. Please stop dumping your clutch. Not only are you making your car look cool, you're also killing your transmission. When you dump your clutch, you're putting a lot of strain on the transmission because you're engaging the clutch very quickly. Instead, engage the clutch slowly and let the car move at its own pace. No, 9 is a no-brainer. Don't drive with your transmission in neutral unless you're trying to roll your car. When you're driving with your transmission in neutral, the engine isn't connected to the wheels. This means that the engine can continue to run, but the car won't move. Eventually, your car will come to a stop, but the engine will still be running. This puts a lot of strain on the engine and transmission and should be avoided at all costs. And number 10 is driving with your overdrive on all the time. Overdrive is a gear that allows your engine to run at a lower RPM when you read driving at highway speeds. While this might seem like a good idea, it can actually be harmful to your transmission. When you engage overdrive, the transmission has to work harder to keep up with the engine, which generates extra heat. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like button.